Hey guys, it's Sandy. I want to share what I eat in a day. This is going to be for 3 days. And the reason I want to do this is I want to show you how to eat a balanced plate, but to give you ideas because I'm a visual learner. So when I see it, then it's in my mind and I know kind of how I want to do it. So I want to do typical days so that it can give you good ideas. And listen, you're not going to eat the same food I eat, but it will give you those ideas of how you can make your plate. If you're wanting to lose weight, if you're wanting to just be healthy, listen, if you're intermittent fasting, which is how I lost my weight, then you can do this also. But this balanced plate method is eating normal food in normal food groups. And listen, the other thing is you can't be super restrictive in your life. I had a birthday party yesterday. I ate cake and ice cream because I want to have that treat every once in a while. I'm not eating cake and ice cream every day. It's a nice treat every once in a while. But if you live a super restrictive life where you're trying to only eat certain things and you miss certain foods, you're not going to stick to it. It's going to be a total waste. So rather than fad diets, rather than being super restrictive, this is eating a normal plate, balanced plate. It's called the perfect plate with normal portions and being healthy and losing weight. Let me share this with you. Get your ideas. Let's go. So the whole premise behind it, the balanced plate, is half your plate is vegetables, some fruit, 1/4 protein, and 1/4 healthy carb. So this is day one. This is what I had for my first meal of the day, and I did it all in one bowl. So it is Greek yogurt. I always buy the plain, and then I put honey on it. That way I control the sugar. Otherwise, if you're buying like vanilla or strawberry or flavored, they have tons of sugar in them. Instead, you add the honey or maple syrup and control the sugar that way. Then add some berries on top. I did raspberries. You could do blueberries, strawberries. I put walnuts for a healthy fat and a crunch, and some cacao nibs for a nice crunch also. This is a nice balanced meal that's going to keep me full until lunch. For lunch, I had a sandwich. I've said it before. Bread is not bad as long as you don't eat tons of it. And buy a good organic sprouted kind. So buy Ezekiel bread or a Dave's Killer bread. Buy a good sprouted bread. It doesn't have all the pesticides in it. I just put turkey, a piece of cheese, some mayonnaise, and some lettuce on it. And I have half of my plate is vegetables with some homemade ranch dip. And I have some olives for some good healthy fat, and because I love olives. And listen, if you're not hungry at lunch, you don't have to have a big lunch. Just because in America we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, if you're not hungry, you don't have to eat at certain times of the day or eat all 3 meals. You could have a snack sometime instead of a full meal. For dinner, we had tacos. I just didn't feel like having a shell. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So instead, I did mine on a big bed of lettuce, put on my taco meat, put on the homemade salsa for vegetables, guacamole, sour cream, a few chips, and this was a great balanced meal. Let me know if this is helpful for you to see the What I Eat in a Day videos. And if so, then I'll keep doing them and posting them periodically on my channel. So, day two for breakfast, I started off with 2 scrambled eggs. Usually, my breakfasts are the same 3 things, either scrambled eggs or eggs of some kind, and or a Greek yogurt or maybe a chia seed pudding, because all three are fast, easy, and I know they're going to fill me up. So, along with this, along with the eggs, I sauteed some spinach in the same pan. I'm putting some Asian slaw that I made this week, early in the week, on my plate too, just for some crunch and vegetables, and an apple if I feel like having that. So that's just a nice healthy carb. If you want it, have it. If not, but you can see half of my plate is vegetables, which keeps my plate balanced. For lunch, I had a chicken fajita bowl because I had made chicken fajitas one night this week. So I like leftovers for lunch a lot of times if I'm home or working from home. So I just put in some fajitas. I added some lettuce, a fourth of an avocado, a green onion, some cilantro on top, a little bit of that same salsa that we almost always have in our house during the week because Mac makes it and it's delicious. And then you can have a tortilla shell on the side. So you can either fold it up and just eat it like that, or you can put your fajitas in it, whatever you want to do, or you could just eat the bowl if you didn't even want that. But here I've got a healthy bowl of 1/4 protein, 1/4 carb, and all those vegetables in here. So I'm going to be full once again until supper time. And for supper, I made a homemade cornbread, and then I made some sloppy joes. Now, I didn't want the bun. That's why I made the cornbread. So I put the sloppy joes on my plate. I added some mustard on top with a little bit of pickles. But you can see half of my plate is balanced with vegetables, one-fourth protein, and one-fourth of a healthy carb. By eating this way, I stay full. I don't need snacks in between because I'm not hungry, and I don't eat past 7 p.m. That the kitchen's closed after that, and I do not eat, and I don't need to because I'm full. So 6:30 I think is when we were done tonight, and that's it for the until tomorrow morning. So late morning is whenever I had this. I was running out the door. I had to be at work, and I didn't have time to grab anything breakfast wise. So I grabbed stuff out of my refrigerator, which works also. I had a boiled egg in there, that Asian slaw again that I just brought along with me. And then I had a sweet potato in the refrigerator along with some chicken that was in there. So it's always nice to have food available just to grab really quick. For lunch, I was back home and I made myself a big Mediterranean salad. This really filled me up. The chickpeas are the protein. I've got an ancient grain in here, which is a farro. It's so good for the healthy carb. I always make a homemade dressing, a vinaigrette, and then all the vegetables, a little bit of healthy fat with the olives, and again, a very balanced meal. For dinner, I really wasn't very hungry because I had a really big lunch. So for dinner, I'd made some lasagna. So again, I have the protein and the carb right there in one. And then I also made a salad. So that's all I needed. Again, the kitchen closes at by 7 p.m. at our house, and you get to adjust that to whatever your time. But by then, I don't eat. And that is what has kept the weight off. Now, I showed you this just because I made this frittata for a dinner, and the leftover is great to have for breakfast. So, this is a thought that you could always make as some kind of a frittata. And then I had just made some homemade blueberry muffins also. All right, you guys, I hope these 3 days were helpful to give you some ideas. If it is, let me know, and I will continue to do some what I eat in the days. Until next time, I'm out.